Hey guys, Kool-Aid here. Obviously, I'm doing another video. I guess we're going to start off with this. I do have some pretty compelling observations to show you guys also here in just a few minutes. But I'm going to try to get through this part first, and because I do think we need to keep talking about this. Anyway, it's the power outage, okay, over in California because of what they're saying is a wind event. They're afraid wildfires are going to start if their power lines get knocked down while they're live. In other words, they'll spark fires. And I've talked about this in my previous video, so go back and watch that if you want to know more exactly why that is. But what I'm going to show you first, guys, is this is that app I posted in my description, okay? It's an awesome thing, man. It really is. Obviously, you can see now, why is Texas yellow there? Well, because they're actually having severe thunderstorms right now. So, this is what this app is actually really good at doing. It shows you all the outages everywhere across the country. So, and it breaks it down by county. And this is why I chose to show you guys this one, because this was one of the better ones that I found. And again, you can go look at Texas here, and this is just Texas being specific here, and it shows you the outages, okay? And this is also how many customers that it's showing that they're able to track through various providers. Okay, this site it goes off of the provided numbers that it's given. What I mean by that is that in each county, whatever electric company or what have you, utility company, is being used in that county, they report back, they put it in a database, and this site goes out and gets those numbers. And it combines all of the providers. And that's where they get this number here. Okay? So that's where they get that number. Just so you guys know that. And it was asked, that's why I addressed that. But let's look at California. Obviously that's the biggest concern right now. Again, that is a huge number, guys. Okay, 418,000 people right now, as we speak, are without power. And they dropped this on these guys like a day in advance. I just have a hard time just buying into all that. Now they're talking possibly upwards of 2 million people might be affected by this outages. Okay, and they're talking about maybe even extending it past to 5 days. And that's all talk. It's not something that they said specifically is going to happen. But if these other providers, other than PG&E, decide to go ahead and start cutting their power too, just to follow suit so they don't get held liable for some crazy wildfire, I see that happening. Okay? If that's actually what's going on out there. Now, we've been talking about the meteor shower, the fireballs, and just the way that this all happened. There was also a story going around talking about how California made it illegal for ham radio operators, which are what they use when power's out. They're able to communicate during blackouts with these radios. They didn't make it illegal, guys, okay? I just want to say that. They put some laws in the books, and they're making it pretty hard for people to use that because they're starting to charge them buttloads of money. And so that was what that story ended up being. It's not necessarily they made it completely illegal. You can still do it, but they've made it extremely hard. Is that just their way of trying to not let us get communication during blackouts? I think it might have something to do with it, but it isn't illegal to do that. You can still have ham radios there with repeaters. That's what the whole thing was about. So, those are all the elements of this conversation we're talking about here in California. So there's a lot of stuff being talked about here. And frankly, I don't know if we'll ever get a complete good answer here. Hopefully, we don't get an answer. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Hopefully that nothing really big happens. Let's just let this go and let it play out and see what happens. We need to watch it, and that's why I talk about it. So, you know, in other words, no news is good news in this kind of situation, because if something bad does happen, you know, I don't want to be right when it comes to that kind of stuff. I just don't. I mean, that's not how any of us should be. Matter of fact, we should want to be wrong when we're talking about stuff like that, because we're talking about lives and all kinds of crazy stuff here. So, but anyway, I'm going to go on to the next subject here. Okay, guys, this is the Schumann resonance again. Okay, that code, or whatever we're calling this anomaly that looks like a code, that's, I guess, is probably the best thing to call it, because we can't definitively say it's a code because we just simply don't know yet. But what we're saying here, guys, is it's still there. It's happening still. Whatever this anomaly is, right here at this hertz level, it's still continuing. I don't know what this is. I'm still racking my brain on this. There's a whole lot of ideas and things getting floated around about this. I just don't know exactly yet what this is actually happening. I haven't gotten a response. I did send an email off to them. I told you guys. Haven't gotten a response from them. I'm going to send them another one tomorrow, just to make sure that they got my first one, which I'm sure they did. But something else here, okay? Now we're starting to get these spikes, or intense readings here. Okay, remember 7.83 is the baseline. Okay, it's about right here. And you're always going to see pretty much a solid line across this graph on that. Okay, which you can kind of see there. But when we see these other spikes that happen, these big ones, these big bright white ones, and they last, yeah, those are spikes. So if you guys are having ringing in your ears really bad, any of the other stuff we talked about when the Schumann's off, like mental health and all those things that we've talked about before here on my channel, yeah. So when you see these things, now this isn't such a high frequency spike. Okay. Now there's a lot of studies out there, and there's a lot of information here that sometimes, a lot of the time, lower frequency can be worse. So when we're seeing these intense signatures underneath that 7.83, about right there, which is, okay, so if you can look at that, you can kind of tell that the majority of these intense frequencies are below that 7.83 hertz. Okay, so this is kind of a low hertz event, whatever this is. You know, we got some smaller spikes that spike up. Obviously, you can see that. But the bigger continuous ones are below the typical normal. So I think that's relevant to talk about, because they do say that, you know, the lower the frequency sometimes can affect us in bigger ways. Anything off of the base is pretty much not optimal. I know there's like a healing frequency. I think it's 432 hertz or something like that. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. But it's up that direction. So that's way far away from, you know, these lower hertz numbers. So anyway, I just wanted to give you an update on that. Okay, guys, stick with me here for a minute. I got some stuff I really want to show you here. Obviously, you guys know we talk about the 28-day orbit, the orbit cycle that Scott had figured out, and we've got tons of observational evidence to back this. And here's just another one of those observations, okay? You know, we've been talking about how hard this is going to be getting to catch stuff like this, but I just caught it again. So here's the thing. This is happening. This is 3 months in a row that this is an exact match. Okay. Now I'm going to show you why. This is today. This is off the seeds, the LASCO C2. Okay. And this is off the SOHO Observatory, which sits out in front of Earth and always looks at the sun. Just so you guys, anybody that's new, they have a perspective of what we're looking at here. Okay, this is the direction we're looking. It's as if we walked outside and looked up at the sun. This is what you would see. Okay, if you could see that far and all these filters or what have you. Now, we're looking at this, and obviously you guys know that That's what I'm talking about. There's a couple things about this particular image. Okay, first off, you see the bright area? That's the sun reacting with this object. Okay, it's going to, just follow me here, okay? I'm going to show you because I want you guys to understand how exact this actually is. This isn't something that is just haphazardly popping up and going all over the place, not in the same position. This is in the same position. And I'm going to show you because, I zoomed in there. And obviously, guys, this is pixelated very heavily. This isn't something that's like high def anything, okay? So, but this does show, how the sun is reacting with this. Because here's our object. So the sun is reacting right here at that particular little touch into... Sorry about that stupid ad. Apologize for that. I'm not sure if I'll edit that out or not. It only lasted a couple seconds, so I'm sorry if it bothered you guys. But anyway, yeah. This is the same day, just a few minutes later. Okay, and again, it's pretty obvious. This is I didn't alter this capture at all. Okay, that's no filter, nothing. That's just the LASCO C2 and what we get to see. This tool's designed to see CMEs, and that's going to come into the conversation here in a minute. Okay, so this is 8:13. This is what Scott caught. Notice the position. All right. 9/11, 28 days later. Notice the position. Today, 28 days later. Okay, that's 3 months in a row that we're catching this thing in the exact same spot, 28 days apart. Okay, give or take 12 hours or something like that. I mean, it's basically 28 days. Okay, it's on, we can't get down to like the minute and all that kind of thing, but we're down. This is 28 days apart. This isn't something that, so why are we seeing this object in 28-day cycles? Okay, the main reason is because the sun's reacting every time. It's blowing CMEs off that direction every time. Okay, there might be a couple months here and there that it doesn't do that for whatever reason. It just didn't have enough disruption or what have you with this other electromagnetic field of this object and this system that's here. But for the sun to react in the same spot, and I've shown this before, even before I started showing the actual, I was just showing the sun having CMEs in the same spot month after month after month on the same day. Okay, and it was in a 28-day cycle, and that goes back for months. I mean, like a year. I mean, this is stuff that I can go back and I've shown you guys that. That's what I'm trying to say. So, we got this. This is what's going on. Okay, it's 3 months in a row. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this as my thumbnail or not yet, but yeah. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take you guys over to Seeds, and I'm going to show you something. Okay, guys, I got you over here at Seeds. This is the time lapse starting from yesterday. There was a CME, and it blew out towards stereo A. Okay, what does that mean? Well, just over here just pretend this is the Earth, and it's actually kind of the position of it, not that close to the sun, but just for directional purposes. Stereo A is over here. Okay, so when we get captures from stereo A, it's a side view of the sun, and we can kind of see the backside a little bit too. So just know that that's the position that we're looking at here. Okay, now here's the CME that started. All right, started and it actually encompasses all that, but the actual big burst was kind of down this direction. Okay, the initial. All right, you see that? See, that's what this tool does. It captures those things. It detects them. It's basically for an early warning system for us is really what it's supposed to be used for. Okay, so that was on the 9th when that started. Now here's the 10th. This is where I got that capture I just showed you guys. Okay, there's some pretty crazy things that happen here. Now, what you're going to see, do you see that? Okay, actually I just brought that right in right at the right time. I'm going to pause it. Okay, first off, that flash you seen very well could have been just some energy coming off of the sun there, and shot this way. The current sheath actually crossed over. That's basically our phi angle. And again, I know I still need to go into that a little bit. I'm still trying to learn it all completely myself. But you can actually see the satellite SDO kind of get bounced around from that. It was disturbed. We were seeing some anomalies that raised our geomagnetic storm level up to a KP of 4. So one more, we would have been in a minor storm. It just got up to active levels. Unsettled is what they actually call it. Nothing to be like freaking out about or nothing. It's just we were seeing disruptions, and I've been showing you guys those on the models. So anyway, what you guys are going to see, you're going to see this energy, the reaction between our object and the sun. Because it's going to start here, and it's going to go back that way. You're going to see it. It's very, very evident. Okay? I'm going to slow this way down so you guys can see it better. Okay, so I'm going to start this. And we're looking right in here. Okay? Now, like I said, I slowed it down so you guys can see it better. Now, watch this when it appears. And it will. It just like appears that. See that? Look. And then the energy goes back towards the sun. Alright? The sun just reacted with our PX object right there. That's what happened. At least in my opinion. Okay? I don't see it any other way. Because that energy just, poof, right there it goes. It's like it reacted. It didn't stretch out further. What I'm saying is it didn't extend out. It reacted with our object. There was a disruption between our object and the sun. That's what happened right there, at least in my opinion. Okay, guys? Again, this is all stuff that we've been trying to research out. And, man, just when we see stuff like this, it's hard to say, hey, look at that. I mean, it lights up right there. It doesn't light up over here, or over here, or over here. It lights up right where we think the object is at. And it's supposed to be there according to the 28-day orbit that Scott had figured out. Okay? I mean, and it's happening over and over and over and over and over and over again. And like I said, this is going to get harder and harder to catch because they're already making it real hard for us to look at these tools. These things are going down unexpectedly. Okay? And staying down, we're missing data. I busted them yesterday messing with the magnetopause data. I got some screenshots and stuff of that. That's crazy. Why they do that? I mean, we all know why, but man, it's hard when you actually bust them doing it. So anyway, I thought you guys would like to see that because that's some pretty solid observation right there. Okay, I'm going to pause this. All right, now what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to take you to the monthly table. Okay, you can do this on Siege. You hit the monthly table and you can go to the previous month, which is 9 September. The last time this was seen, 28 days, like I said, guys, on the 11th. So watch what happens. See the action happening right there with that object? Okay? This is what I'm trying to say. Okay? It's there. There's our object's there. I got the still captures of it. We were able to catch it in that. CME, exact same spot. Sun reacting with our object. I mean, it's there. Something's happening in the same... Even if you don't think that that's actually an object or whatever there, the sun is reacting to something every 28 days in that spot. And it has been for months. Okay? Yeah, I mean, and that's why it was really crazy when Scott found that 28-day cycle. Because I was able to go back and look and research it out myself, and I could see this stuff was happening in the same spot 28 days. So, I'm going to back up some more. Oops, I'm going to go to the monthly calendar. That's what I want to do. Okay, so I'm going to go back to August. Okay, August 12th and 13th is when it happened. Okay, this CME that the sun blows off this time is actually rather sizable. Okay, and again, watch where it starts. Watch the position. Okay, see it? Obviously, this is an easier one to see because it was a larger reaction. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next day to finish out that CME. Okay, look at that. Same spot. Now, this is something we haven't talked about yet because I just noticed it. Okay, you see how the CME keeps going? Well, guess what? Our object didn't go with this CME and get shot out like that. Okay? Because it's in, like I said, it's in an orbit of the sun. We've theorized that it kind of gets bounced around a little bit from these big ejections, but it always gets back into close to the same spot. What I find interesting is the fact that you see the initial CME, but guess where? Look at that. You see that? Watch the secondary detection after the fact. Look at the spot. Right where our object should be. Okay, the reactions are starting right there. Okay, that just that's what I'm trying to say. It just blows my mind that this is actually, over and over and over and over and over again, repeatable. And this is what, Scott tried showing everybody, and this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to show everybody my research and my observations here, and it supports exactly what Scott was saying this thing is. So, and that's why I talk about the 28-day orbit. So that's my opinion of what's going on here. So, guys, again, everybody's entitled to do whatever or believe whatever they want. I'm not going to force my opinion on anybody, but, I am going to voice my opinion, and this is what I think is actually happening. So, you take that for whatever it's worth. And I think that, me and Scott both have done a pretty decent job of showing some of these observations and getting, and not just, oh my gosh, we've seen a small sliver of something and then just saying, hey, that's all we got, right? Well, we got more than just the captures. I went back and I've seen the CMEs over and over and over and over again in the same spot. I've seen the sun react out to a specific distance where this object should be over and over and over again in the same spot. So this is kind of like what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not I'm not trying to say, oh man, that's not what I'm doing. Okay. But I do think that this is pretty much what's happening. And again, everybody's entitled to do and see and believe what they want. I'm just showing you my observations and giving my opinion on my observations. So, yeah. And I guess that's all we can do. Any of us. Okay? But, I'm trying to get back here, guys. I don't know what the heck's going on with this. I'll just exit out of it. Screw it. But yeah, I'm going to go back in there for a minute and show you guys something here. But I guess what I'm trying to push here home, want everybody to understand, is how this energy, this reaction between our object and the sun. It's just so in your face right there. Look at that. I didn't even stop that. That's actually where the time lapse stopped. That's with no filter. It's there. And it's moving the energy itself. Like I said, I guess this would be a good spot just to go ahead and zoom in and show you a little bit more in depth. You see the white here? That's the object and the sun reacting with each other. That's the space in between. Okay, and again, this is the occulter. The sun is actually over here, so that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, yeah, I don't normally assert myself in such a out there way like that. I just feel very strongly about this. I really do. I think Scott has hit this right on the head, and this is just what I'm trying to show everybody my observations, and hopefully you guys can see it. And I do thank you guys for watching. I really do. I know that sometimes there's a lot going on. I know my videos are sometimes kind of long, but just keep in mind the model update is 10 to 15 minutes at the end of my videos. So just kind of keep that in mind when you guys are watching. If you guys just want to skip through, I'm fine with all that. You guys know that I don't, I don't do this for any other reason that I just want to help. But anyway, guys, I think I am going to end it there. I will put a model update at the end of this. You guys stay safe. God bless. Yeshua saves. And you can drink this Kool-Aid.
It's a black fly in your Chardonnay. It's a death row pardon, 2 minutes too late. And isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's a good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? So play it safe. Was afraid to fly. Suitcase and kissed his kids goodbye. His whole life to take that flight. And as the plane crashed down, he thought, well, isn't this nice? Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's a good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Life is a funny way of sneaking up on you when you think everything's okay and everything's going right. And life is a funny way of helping you out when you think everything's gone wrong and everything blows up in your face. A traffic jam when you're already late. A no smoking sign on your cigarette break. It's like 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. It's meeting the man of my dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? A little too ironic. Yeah, I really do think. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. It's a good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it And yeah, life is a funny way of sneaking up on you. And life is a funny, funny way of helping you out, helping you
Chooses on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that I wanna say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just wanna use your love tonight. I don't wanna lose your love tonight. I ain't got many friends left to talk to. Nowhere to run when I'm in trouble. You know I'd do anything for you. Save the life but keep it undercover. I just wanna use your love tonight. Whoa, I don't wanna lose your love tonight. Try to stop my hands from shaking. Something in my mind's not making sense. It's been a while since we were all alone. I can't hide the way I'm feeling. As you leave the place, won't you close the door? And don't forget what I told you. Just call